Are we gonna get focused on these two this episode? That would be nice. What? Someone with the scouts? You're meant to monitor a scout person? Why are they moving in moonlight? What is going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Ben, and today I'll be reacting to Attack on Titan Season 2, Episode 3. Now, at this point, I'm just gonna go into this episode with no hope. It ended off with Connie's house being completely flattened by a Titan, a weird one, and I think the safe thing to do is just assume his family is pancakes at this point. They're all gonna be dead. It was nice seeing Sasha get to save the kid and see her father was still alive. Everything worked out great for her. It was amazing. Connie, I'm guessing, is not gonna be so fortunate. I don't want to give myself hope, because then this show is just gonna rip that from me and I'm gonna be left feeling even worse. So Connie's family is dead, and now we're just gonna have to deal with watching him process it. But yeah, there is a weird Titan on top of the house. We've got talking Titans, and now we have this thing, and it looks so freaky. And the biggest part that's got my head spinning about it is that basically every Titan's purpose is just to eat and kill people. This one can't even do that, right? Its legs and arms would not work to move its body. It literally can't move. How is it meant to eat people? How is it meant to do anything? So that's like the one thing. The obvious thing is how on earth did it get on top of a house when it can't move? My assumption would be something threw it there, because it clearly wasn't standing up and fell over. It couldn't stand. Something threw it, I would assume, Beast Titan. But ultimately, why is this thing alive? How is it going? What sort of existence does this thing have? Every other Titan can move. It can do the basic thing that they just do. This thing can't even do that. It also has weird ribs sticking out of its side. What's that about? It really feels like it shouldn't exist, which is like saying something for just Titans in general. But this one, it feels like the whole idea of it defeats the purpose of Titans. And that's what makes it so weird to me, considering all the others we've seen. Like the last Titan was also a weird one, being shorter and like it was human-sized. It could fit inside buildings. That one was just terrifying. So are like Titans changing? Is that like a possibility? Are Titans changing in some way and getting weirder? One's becoming smaller and human-sized, making it kind of easy for it to infiltrate into places. That would be really terrifying. And now one can't even move by itself and is somehow on top of a building. But yeah, I'm so excited to try and get answers on this. I'm hoping that Connie and the rest of the scouts can figure out maybe how it got here, see if there's any tracks or anything that could give some kind of clue to how it got here. But I also can't wait for Eren, Mikasa, Levi, Armin, and Hanji to get to the front lines, because that's going to take a while. I've got to remember, they're at the north. They've got to get down to the south. Of course, I think the Titans are they'll meet halfway, but it's still going to be a while before they actually come face to face with this new threat. I really want Hanji to meet the Beast Titan. I want to see her have a conversation with that thing. I feel like that's going to be such an awesome scene. But yeah, as always, if you do enjoy this video, please remember to like and subscribe, as it really does help the channel to grow. And if you do enjoy my content and you want to help support the channel, I do have a Patreon, the link will be in the description. Over them uploading these videos and the full reaction a week in advance. So if that's something you're interested in, feel free to check it out. But with that said, let's just dive on in. Really is staring at him.
Connie!
Glad it can't move.
No, it's in ruins!
So yeah, then no one is alive. Have we seen any bodies? They might. No, I can't give myself hope. If there's no bodies, that could mean people ran. That could be good. But it also means that the Titans just could have eaten everyone and just left it clean.
You find any bodies? No, not yet.
Hope?
Titans ransacked this place and there's not a speck of blood?
They must have fled. The villagers, I mean, they all...
You're letting me be hopeful at the start of the episode. I ain't buying it.
You think so? You think they're alive?
Look at the jaw in his face. Nope, they're all dead. Not buying it. Nope.
Explanation for why there'd be no trace of, well, carnage.
I don't know that I agree with that.
Seeds of doubt. I knew it. I'm not going to let myself be hopeful.
Why would Titans rip apart empty houses? And that doesn't bother me half as much as the stables being full.
The stables are full?
Without horses, the villagers' odds of survival are slim.
Okay, no, this entire village is like a weird thing. There's a whole mystery. I don't like this at all.
Let's move! Our mission is to evaluate the breach.
Sir!
No one's gonna kill that thing? I feel like you should. I don't like it at all. So this village has just set me on edge. I am not hopeful.
Welcome home.
Huh? They're all speaking now. Great! Welcome home? Don't tell me that's someone you... What's happened? Is it... Well, right. Either it's someone turned into a Titan, or it is like parroting.
Out of it! We're falling behind Gilgud and the others.
Is it copying what Connie said? No, he didn't say welcome home. That's new. He didn't say welcome home. He never said welcome home. He said I'm home. It's answering, it's responding to him.
It sounded like my mom. Damn it, Connie! Do you even know how serious our situation is right now?
Listen to him, Royner. It sounded like his mother. It's his mother. It's his mother. Okay, it's his mother. It could not be more obvious to me now. That thing is his mother.
Stay focused.
Oh, you're not going to deal with that? It's his mother. That's his mother. That's his mother. That thing is its mother. Why, huh? Okay, that's big. That's okay. That explains why there's no blood. That explains why there's no bodies. Does that mean that they were all just turned into that? Wait, is the wall not? The wall might not, or the wall might not even be damaged. The wall might not have a hole in it. Did they just transform people into Titans? I feel like the obvious answer is that Titans are just people in general. Is that we're already seeing Eren can turn into a Titan? Are more people turning into Titans? But like the weirder, smaller ones that aren't. I don't know how to describe it. The Eren Titans is more complete than others. The abominations, I'll say, not I guess powered forms. Eren's is kind of, I'll call it a mech type idea. You have abominations aside that aren't like complete. Is that what's happened to Connie's mum? Is she been turned? Is that a thing now? Does that mean that there were no Titans that broke through the wall? Do they all just transform? We know the walls don't need to break anymore for Titans to just appear inside. Annie's the best example of that. Is there someone that can turn people into Titans? And they just did this here. Does that mean all the Titans that we saw be killed previously in the episodes of this season were like regular people that were recently churned?
The closer we get to the wall, the less populated the area will be.
It didn't take us very long.
Getting to the wall, is there going to be any damage or any hole?
We've raised the alarm for everyone in the region. Now we pinpoint the breach. The idea is to ride along the wall from the west till we do.
You're not going to find it. There's not going to be any hole.
You know Krista and me don't have our battle gear, right? What are we supposed to do about Titan?
Are we going to get focused on these two this episode? That would be nice.
Defend ourselves, you ought to just serve us up on a platter. Why not let the two of us withdraw from the front?
Oh, you want to back away?
When we find where they're coming in, I'll need someone to relay it to HQ.
That'll be you two. I want more focus on Ymir and Krista.
I'm aware what I've gotten myself into. Hey, no one made me join the Scouts, and you know it.
Why did you join? Because we still don't know that.
I know it's a different story in your case.
What? You think I signed up for all this crap because of you?
What's her case?
You tried talking me into joining the military police till you were blue in the face. You bowed out so I'd be eligible.
Interesting.
I wasn't good enough to make the top 10 on my own. Ask anybody.
Oh.
I have no idea how you did it, but...
This is really interesting.
Why?
So...
Why do that for me?
Yeah, why? How close are you two?
My family. That's it, isn't it?
What's your family?
Sure. Why not?
Clearly not the real answer. What is her family?
Take my word for it, sweetie. I'm only looking out for number one.
I'm very confused. I want more info on these two. That seemed like a very interesting and information-rich conversation. I need to process it.
That's such a relief.
Oh, dude, there's so much going on between these two. I'm so confused by this. 9 hours out of the time spotting is great. More people dying, probably. Krista and Ymir are an interesting case. So, what's Krista's family? I guess she's from somewhere important. But why join the Scouts? We still don't know that. But now we know that she wasn't good enough to make the top 10. Ymir basically just let herself, I guess, do worse so that Krista could make the top 10 and go to the military police. But why does Ymir want her to be protected like that? Because that's what going to the MPs were about. Not seeing the action. Oh, you again! Yay!
That did the
And look dead.
We keep this up, they'll never break our defense!
Not necessarily.
I really don't like what I'm thinking right now. If Connie's mum transformed into a Titan, and that's a recent one, and she was able to speak, does that mean that is another recent one? Do they have, consciousness? What's happening here? What's going on? Titans appeared 100 years ago. They never they never vanish, they never die of old age, they just keep going. If they were all humans to begin with, does that mean those humans were in there for 100 years? And in this, what happens to, did they lose the ability to speak over time? Because the speaking thing is new. If they're recent, do they have more ability to speak? Like the mum did here. I'm going with it. Connie's mum turned into a Titan. And does that mean that one was a recent person that could still have memories? What are they doing? This looks insanely ominous. What are you doing? You can see nothing.
Any second now, they'll lunge at us from the shadows.
Then why do you have torches up? Why are you making yourself a...
The closer we get to the entry point, the more it feels like we're marching into the jaws of death.
They're not going to be there. They're not going to be there. The entry point. There's not going to be an entry point. You're going to be fine. Maybe. Do I feel hopeful? I feel like that's where this is going, but I don't want to hope. More torches? Please be people. It's people. Okay, yep, yay, it's you lot. There's not going to be a breach. There's no breach. You just circled around and did not find a breach.
So you followed the wall here too, I take it?
There is
That's
no
right.
breach.
I assume you found the breach then?
The wave of Titans are people transformed into Titans. That's what's happening now. That's a thing. You could just transform people. Humanity's over. And yeah, it's done. Humanity's done.
No. The wall's perfectly intact.
Bye-bye, humanity. It's over for you lot. You can just be turned into them. How'd you fight an enemy that can just turn you into one of them that easily? What does it look like? What happens there?
Trouble is, the horses are on the verge of collapse, and so are we.
They really
If
aren't.
only we had more light.
The moon? Are you getting that light now? Yep, you're not gonna...
What's that?
It's gonna be nothing.
An old castle.
Oh, why is this so ominous and creepy? What's this happening? I am on edge. What is going on? They had a village. The village was turned into Titans, and that is the new army that's doing it. I'm guessing it's the Beast Titan. That's what did it. That's a person. That's a regular person that can just do whatever and transform free will from Titan to human. It did that to the village, set off the attack, and now it's doing something. Don't know what it's doing yet, but now we're getting to answer why, not just how this started.
Since when are you a geologist? Or are rocks just that fascinating?
She's a Titan expert, no matter, it's like Titan stuff. How'd she break it off?
It didn't vanish? No, this random fragment broke off when Annie reverted back to her human form.
But she still was encased in stuff.
It didn't simply go poof.
Neither did the stuff that she's encased in.
When I compared it with the sliver of the wall, its texture and composition were virtually identical.
Yep, Armin knows this.
The surface was constructed using consolidated Titan skin.
Nasty. And the priest knew about it.
So then... Easy! It's rude to steal someone else's stuff. Hard-pressed to find a rock big enough to plug Wall Rose. It'd have to be just the right shape and size, and we don't have specifics yet.
You could shove Annie in there. Would that do it?
Picture Eren utilizing his hardening ability while in Titan form.
Can Eren do that, though? I thought that was an ability specific to Annie.
The sealant should be composed of the same material, and the hardened bit won't dissolve once you've transformed back.
I don't know about this. I feel like it's a different ability for different Titans. You have the armored one who's like armored, Colossal who's big, Eren feels like power, Annie is the hardening one.
If we can manage to shore up Wall Rose, Wall Maria starts to look fairly promising.
And plus there's no hole in Wall Rose. They can just do this whenever. They could literally do this inside Wolfsina. Humanity is done for.
And what if we decided to carry out our plan in the dead of night?
When Titans are not active, yep.
That's not bad. In fact, it's genius.
I love this. Just seeing Armin and Hanji go back and forth with their planning. It's awesome. Armin can actually get along with everyone here.
The whole plan hinges on whether or not Eren can seal a hole.
Yes, I feel like that requires testing. You don't know if he has this ability.
Probably unfair of me to even ask, but do you think you can?
It's not like punching something. He needs to manifest an ability he never has before. Hardening skin.
What he thinks really isn't the issue. You either will or you won't.
Yes, but it's also whether or not it's actually possible for him. You don't know the extent of his Titan abilities. With the way they're going down, I'm assuming he can. So so can every Titan do that then? I guess if the wall is made of hardened Titan skin, any Titan can do that. And he just had mastered that ability.
If there's a grain of truth in what he told me, everything depends on us making it there.
When are we going to get there? It feels so far away. There's so much other things that you need to do before then.
Maybe you expected to see something quaint? This is what happens when the walls give.
Is this going to let him speak now? Can he start talking? Or is this just going to reaffirm him? I'm not quite sure.
These are the faces of human beings who've lost everything they ever had. Human beings you and your kind abandoned, incidentally.
If this doesn't get through to the priest, what will? Like, seriously? I mean, maybe a Titan, if he comes face to face with it. Maybe. But like, this is insane.
Shoveling man, woman, and child down their putrescent gullets. All humanity digested as one.
I'm still concerned about what could possibly be so important to the priest that he's this reluctant to share his information. It's like part of the religion where if he says something he doesn't get into his like version of heaven or something. Because clearly he's fine with dying for what he's doing. He looks...
Section Commander, we're pressed for time.
He looks defeated. This could be a good opportunity.
Seen the light yet by any chance?
Come on, please.
This isn't some spiritual test! Lives are on the line!
Neither myself nor the others who believe are at liberty to divulge.
Why? Can you say why?
I'd offer my help if I could, but a duty as great as this one is beyond me.
Why? Explain why. Maybe that's a clue in itself.
What I can do is provide you with a name, an individual the sacred will and its divine wisdom instructed us to monitor.
To monitor? What? You're meant to watch over someone?
Someone who enlisted with the Scout Regiment as of this year.
What? Someone with the Scouts? You're meant to monitor a Scout person?
A child by the name of...
Important message! I'm with the 104th Cadet Corps!
Is it Sasha? Is it Sasha?
This is for you, Section Commander.
Must find her with all haste.
Not Sasha.
She is the key.
She, okay.
Know things we understand, but poorly.
She may know things.
And with that, we come to the end of what I'm free to share.
Okay, he wants them to succeed. That's something.
If she's in the 104th Cadet Corps, she's at the front lines by now.
Okay, who is it? What women were in the Cadet Corps? It was Mikasa, Annie, Sasha. Is it Sasha? You seen her?
Sasha?
Not Sasha. No, they'd have a different reaction. Is it just Ymir and Krista? They're the only two that it could be now.
Okay then. Excellent work.
You could... Oh, you got food. Yay.
She was the smallest one in our class.
Krista. It's Krista.
In fact, she's kind of cute.
We're finally getting more on Krista.
The girl who's always hanging around Ymir. Excuse me?
Yeah, okay, so we know who it is now. Wait, so who is Krista?
How can you read this? Do you?
that? What was that face? What could she read? What? Oh, yeah, more attacking. Great. These are the same ones that were with the Beast Titan. That was the weird one holding its stomach.
This shouldn't be happening. The sun went down hours ago.
That one's still alive? It got smushed.
Hey, guys. The hell is that?
You're gonna see Beastie, aren't you?
It's gotta be a Titan.
Yeah, great.
Look at it. It's more like some kind of beast.
Don't look at them, please. You lot are just, everyone's just frozen with fear now. Now what?
It's heading for the wall.
It just keeps getting worse. What are we doing? What are we doing? Why is it? It's moonlight. There is no sunlight for them to gain energy. What is this?
I need you all to listen. We're going our separate ways.
I'm getting overwhelmed.
That's how it has to be.
Is everyone right here? Everyone's by the wall, right?
Armin, you and Hanji are the brain trust. Use your combined knowledge to cook up some kind of solution.
Excellent, love that.
I don't think I'll ever get why you're so attached to the guy, but put your skills to good use. Protect Eren at all costs.
She's got that. Easy.
Don't screw this up.
Very optimistic. Why are they moving in moonlight? What was that scene with Ymir and Reiner talking about reading something when Ymir's face was just look of sheer horror or anger? I'm not really sure.
Rookies, stay where you are. Let the ODM gear do what it was designed for.
They're all gonna die. The music's building. It's too early in the show. They're all dead. The cadets staying back. They're all dead. What is going on with Krista? What's happening? She was mentioning stuff about family. What is going on? You have priests that are meant to monitor her. What is happening? Did the beast climb the wall?
Learn the meaning of the word restraint. If you let yourself succumb to blind rage, all hope is lost.
Yes, learn restraint. Good, good, good. Good test for Eren now. Yay, learn restraint. I'm overwhelmed. What is happening?
Part of an abandoned fortification to the southwest. We ride with all haste for Utgard Castle.
Is that the castle that's currently being attacked? I'd assume so. It's the only one we know. Moonlight. They're fighting in moonlight. Can Eren even transform under moonlight? Is that a thing? What is happening with Krista? What is going on? This, ending on that makes sense. This did a whole lot. Okay, so I'm overwhelmed and my brain's quite frazzled after all of that. So much information was just given to us there. Right, so, oh my, there's so much to go over. There is so much. The village at the beginning, Connie's family, they're definitely turned into Titans. They're Titans now. That gives me so many more thoughts, theories, and questions. People are Titans. That is a thing. So you can turn, people can turn into Titans. That's basically confirmed. Welcome home. It spoke, more a speaking. My theories would suggest, basically, someone can turn into a Titan. And I'm guessing how long they spend as a Titan determines their sort of willpower, maybe? I don't even know. Humanity? But then why on earth did Connie's mum, Titan, look the way she did, not able to move? It looked so incomplete compared to the regular ones. But then again, we had the weird one with the head. That is also, but it's healing. That one got smushed, yet still healed. There's an incomplete process. Something's happening. Right, plan. I'll go over things, but I just gotta get it out. Beast Titan is able to create other Titans through humans, but whatever process it's using isn't complete, and it's making incomplete Titans. Ones that have weird heads, ones that physically can't even move. It's not the same thing as whatever happened 100 years ago. I think 100 years ago, you had the apocalypse of the world, all humans turned into Titans, apart from this like group that might have been just within the walls that were protected by Titan skin, but now it's happening again. The Beast Titan almost seems like it wants to finish the job. Maybe, turn everyone else into Titans. But then what's the point? Is it like some form of immortality? Because we know that they don't die, they don't need to eat, but it's a very weird form of immortality. But now they're also operating under moonlight and without sunlight, so that's a change. Maybe the Beast Titan is experimenting. Could that be something? Is it experimenting? It turned people into Titans, and maybe this new, but they're clearly different from the regular, normal, weird ones. These ones have also changed because they can work under moonlight, or just without the sun. So does that mean the Beast Titan is like a mad scientist person who's experimenting with the process of turning people into Titans, and his version of them doesn't need the sunlight to work? I feel like that's something. Okay, so we have that. Then we also know that there is no hole in the wall. There's no hole in what rose? No hole in that one, because the Beast Titan showed up, turned the village into Titans, and that's where the attack began. That's what all started it. All the Titans we're seeing dying are the people from Connie's village. So that's fun. Are we going to end up seeing his parents? Well, no, we saw one of his parents. She thankfully isn't dead. Maybe there's a way to undo this. Hopefully, I'm really hoping that there's a way to undo this. We haven't seen his father or his siblings, so I'm scared. What if the little weird one is his sibling? That one's already been crushed and its head been smushed, yet it's still back. Okay, going on from that, these Titans also have another weird aspect to them where they can apparently be smushed and come back. But that wasn't the nape, so yeah, okay, that makes sense. That's just regular. If you like smush the head, it will still regrow because it's not the nape. That's what happened with the weird looking one. So that's the idea. Titans are changing. That's what's happening. The Beast Titan has started creating new Titans through this village, and they act a little differently. They're not super complete. One has weird heads, they're mutated. One has a weird head, one simply can't move at all, but they can also continue moving without sunlight. That's the change. So the Beast Titan has changed, however, you make Titans and allow them to move without sunlight, but also the caveat is that they become a little weird while cooking. But would that make them all abnormal? What is happening? The Beast Titan is probably the most dangerous thing that we've seen so far. Colossal and armored, yes, are powerful, but they did not have this idea. When you're at war with these things. Now you basically added almost vampire to this, where you can, if you're fighting vampire, this thing can now take the people that you have with you and turn them into more of its army. That's what the Beast Titan has just done here. It's very frightening. And now this thing has climbed over the wall. So does that mean right? The wall that they're on, that's wall. What wall is it? They've traveled. I don't think they're at Wall Cena. That wall that they're on is Wall Rose. So does that mean the Beast Titan is just crossed over from Wall Rose back into like Maria place? So it's left. It's no longer there. It's not going deeper into the country. It's left. Not the country, the walls. It's actually leaving. Is that what it's doing? That's odd to me as well. It's left. Why is it left? So it's called off its attack. It's gone over the wall because we're at the wall. This wall is right in the middle. The Titan has gone onto the side that would lead to Wall Maria, the wall that's fallen, the territory that's gone. It has gone over there. Why? It doesn't want to go any further. This castle is at the wall, so it's not really that far in. There's an evacuation, but it's not that far in. I am so overwhelmed. We have the priest and all of the stuff that does. Krista is somewhat weird and special. So yay, I knew something was going on with her. And now we have confirmation. She's a weird child that's meant to be monitored. She doesn't know everything that the priest knows, but she knows stuff. Why hasn't she been sharing that? What's going on with her? Why? Why does she have info? Why did she join the cadets? This episode does a tremendous amount and it is overwhelming. There's so much information this does. And you also have that weird little scene between Ymir and Reiner talking about he was holding something. Can you read this? And he looked frightened or angry, I don't know. Then Ymir also looked frightened and angry, like how dare you say that I can read that? What does this mean? What does that mean? What's happening? I don't know. We also now have the cadets separate, not cadets, they're all scouts now, but we have our cadet scouts separated from like the more veteran scouts. I feel like the veteran scouts are all going to die. They jumped off the wall to go and fight the Titans. They're all going to be dead. All that's going to be left are our cadet scouts. They're the only ones that are going to live. Why did Ymir... Then we also had the conversation between Ymir and Krista, where Ymir basically, she didn't do as good, so that Krista would be an MP. No, so that Krista would be a top 10 and would be able to go to the MPs. So Ymir should have been a top 10, but didn't. She made herself worse so that Krista could go to the MPs. The reason you do that is so that you get away from Titans and you be safe. Why did Ymir want Krista to be out of the fight? What is going on here? I figured their relationship was going to be something weird. If anything, I'm not quite so... What is this? So we know that Krista is someone special. Ymir knows who she is. She knows a lot. Did she want to use her or protect her? I don't know. My brain is so frazzled. This does an insane amount. And what is the scene between Reiner and Ymir? What is that about? Being able to read something? My head hurts. My head hurts a lot. What is going on? You also have a plan for Eren to seal up the wall with Titan power, yet that's not needed because the wall isn't broken at all. Oh, what are we doing? What are we doing? My head hurts. There's so much here. The episode is brilliant, but it's just so much information. But Krista has taken center stage. She is doing something. I don't know what it is, but she's doing something. She is important in some way. Oh, my head hurts. She's important to the priests. Why? Is she like a chosen child? The priests, the wall cultists. How cult-ish is it going to be? What are they going to do with a kid? What's that about? I'm scared. I'm so scared. Oh, people are turning into Titans. What's happening? I need to settle down. My mind is just frazzled and I need to process all of these ideas. Okay, right. I have now separated my thoughts and hopefully this will go a little smoother in my mind. But this episode was incredible. The amount of information it gives is phenomenal, but also just the way it advances the story. Like overall, we now have pretty much confirmation that all Titans were once human. I think that's basically what this does. I think it's safe to say that now. Connie's family, his entire village were turned into Titans. That's how this began. There is no hole in the Wall Rose. Scouts checked, there's nothing, there's no damage whatsoever, not even any Titans around the wall. The village is what has happened there. There were no bodies, there's no blood, there's Titan destruction, which means the people that were living there just turned into them, and that's what caused the destruction. Connie's mum, evidently, turned into one that simply can't move and walk. Yet it was able to say welcome home. That I find rather heartbreaking. It responded to Connie. She had humanity still. That was in there. She was able to respond to Connie. And he recognized her voice. That's heartbreaking. This tells me a little bit more about probably what is going on with Titans. We know they've been around for like 100 years. They showed up one day, humanity died, everything was over because humans turned into them. After, I guess, 100 years, the humanity within these things just died. They were eating people. They couldn't eat, they couldn't sleep. They just basically stayed alive through sunlight. Their humanity died. And I think that was a gradual thing over time. And as we see with Connie's mum, she still had bits of it there. She was able to respond to Connie. And it's just heartbreaking. And does he even realize that that's his mum there? Because now I'm looking back, are the other times that we've seen during this attack all part of his family? Because it's evident they're his entire village. His village is what's attacking now, and his village are being killed by the scouts and everyone. So does that mean the one that Sasha faced, was that someone he knew? That weird thing that was able to crawl through buildings, could that be his dad? The weird little one with the face thing, is that like a sibling? What's happening here? What this means is that the threat has now changed. It's no longer this external force that humanity's fighting against. It is now almost a disease, where anyone that we've watched so far might not just die, they might actually be turned into a Titan. That's now a new possibility for them. It's no longer just fighting tooth and nail to get to the nape and kill them. It is the idea that anyone could turn into one of the mindless Titans. Not just like an Eren situation where it could end up being useful and he has full control over it and can turn back into human. It's the idea that someone can turn into the abominations and lose their humanity. That is very bad. It also means that the Titan threat may never go away, because now you have the idea that people can just turn into them. As long as people are around and this method exists, people can be turned into these mindless abominations. So what does that mean? We finally get more on Krista and Ymir. Ymir, we've got the name for. It sounds similar to the thingy, but I'm going to just I don't even know what to think of that. I'm just going to focus on what this episode did. Ymir and Krista, they have a weird relationship. From what we know of them, they met during the Scouts things, and they just basically got along. Ymir seemed to have taken a liking to Krista because she was so sweet and nice. It's someone that she could use. Ymir was this abrasive, quite mean person, and Krista, this very sweet-hearted, kind person that someone that's mean can take advantage of. It's not like they're going to fight back because they're too kind. That's what the whole Krista idea is. So that's their relationship. Yet somewhere along the way, Ymir grew an attachment to her, not just taking advantage of her, but actually liked her, to the extent where she decided not to become part of the top 10, to actually do worse than she should have, and allow Krista to become a member of the top 10, so that Krista could join the MPs. Now that could be because Ymir wanted to protect her or control her in some way, because the MPs is the destination that everyone wants to go because it's away from the Titans and it's the lap of luxury. Your life is set, you never have to work again. MPs is the golden goose. Ymir gave that to Krista, yet Krista turned it down and decided to join the Scouts. We still don't know why she did that, but she did it, and that undid what Ymir did there. And yet she's still okay with Krista, she still wants to be around her, and it's almost like she's trying to protect her. She's always there. She's always looking for Krista. Why? Why? So I'm guessing her whole thing is just an act of protection over Krista, getting her to go to the MPs so that she's just away from the action, protection. Being constantly around her while she's with the Scouts, protection. It's like Mikasa and Eren, always being there, never leaving their side, just trying to keep them alive. But Krista doesn't have that like self-destructive tendency to just run into fights which you know you can't win. She's I would say just fragile. That's what she is. We know that she isn't like a top 10. She might not be that we haven't even seen her in combat yet. So it's just some idea where Ymir has grown an attachment and just doesn't want to see her hurt. But we're getting a whole lot more focus on these two, which I'm very happy with. Krista was definitely a weird enigma from the start with how she decided to join the Scouts without a reason, and now we're getting more info on her, which I'm very happy with. But it is just very confusing and overwhelming because they're doing it in such a good way with giving you some information, but not a lot, still leaving you dangling for more. Then we get to Eren's group, and they have sort of gotten to where they need to be. Everyone's together, I think. I think they're all together. Next stop is patching the wall, which is already, it doesn't need to be patched. So I like that they're experimenting with the idea. You have Armin and Hanji working together, dream team, brilliant, they're geniuses, that works, that's great. But Eren does not need to patch the wall. But the ability they were discussing is interesting, and I do wonder if that's something Eren can even do. We have not seen it before, yet everyone's just assuming that he can harden his skin like Annie did. I assumed that was an ability specific to Annie, because we haven't seen any other Titan do that. But considering the wall is made out of the stuff, and I doubt Annie was the one to build the walls, it means it must be an ability shared by all Titans. So that means the Colossal might be able to do it, and the Armored one should be able to do it. Which stands to reason Eren should be able to do it. So even if he isn't patching the wall, at least it gives him something to work towards. It's a restraint thing. I like this idea for him. He needs to learn restraint, and a good way to do that is skin hardening. It's a defensive ability. It's not an attacking thing, so that's good for him. It should teach him a new form of fighting where he's a bit more protective and reluctant to attack. It's a good thing, even if it isn't to patch up the wall. Then we have the priest who, that exposes some weirdness. The guy is monitoring Krista. She is weird to them. So, yeah. She was talking to Ymir about her family. So apparently her family is influential or something. So is the family like the priest cults? What's that? Is her the cult? Cults normally talk to themselves like families, brother, sister, that sort of thing. Is Krista talking about her family like they are the priest? The cult, the wall cult, is that her family? And is that why Ymir is always around her? Because the family, I don't know. We don't know Ymir's reasoning, but that could be something. That might be it. But then Ymir also acted like there was a different reason where she was just shrugging it off. Like, yeah, sure, it's your family. I'm not giving the real reason. Just go with that, whatever makes you feel better. But it almost feels like the wall cultist now is Krista's family, and that's what she was referring to. It'd be influential, it would be powerful, people would know about it, and it wouldn't be that huge of a secret. So that makes sense now. But then why monitor Krista? Why is she like this chosen child then? Why is she so specific here? Why is she the key? That is now what we're left with to try and figure out. It is a race to try to get to Krista. What does that mean? Is the Beast Titan after the same thing? What is going on here? Is she safe? I don't know, but it's clear when we have a new direction now. We've got to get to Krista. She has now become insanely important. Then one thing that was very intriguing in this episode that was very brief, but feels like it's going to be big. Reiner and Ymir, that slight scene before the Titans attacked their castle, what was happening there? Reiner was going on about reading something. The line was, Ymir, you can read this as if she shouldn't be able to. It was a question, but the tone was angry. Like she shouldn't be able to read this thing. Why? Does that mean, so what is going on there? There's something that Ymir shouldn't be able to read. Reiner somehow found out about it. And Ymir's reaction to it also didn't seem too pleased with what he was saying. So what's happening there? What's going on between them two? Ymir's also taken center stage. She's doing more. And now there's some secrets that Reiner somehow is involved with. I'm very confused. But that scene feels like it's going to be important to something. I'm waiting to find out what the reading thing was. Why is that important? Why can Ymir read it? Why is Reiner angry about it? But that scene basically is just another load of information on already a very chocked episode. And now the Beast Titan. This thing. It's climbed over the wall onto Titan territory side. Not onto people's side, onto Titan territory. It's scary that it can already climb the wall. So the walls aren't an issue for it. It doesn't need to destroy them, it can climb them. So that's bad. But it's decided to leave the fight. What was the purpose of it being here? What was it doing? It showed up. I'm gonna assume it turned the village into Titans, the weird ones. It experimented on them so that they could keep going throughout the night as well, not just the daytime. Because we know that it wanted to study the ODM gear. It stole McKay's ODM gear, wanting to study it, wanting to understand how they fly around on these things. So I'm guessing it's like a scientific-y type of person, and it's experimenting on Titans, allowing them to keep going without sunlight, because it was able to move as well without sunlight. We don't actually know if Eren can do the same thing. We actually haven't seen him transform without sunlight, so that's something. But I also think this guy turned the entire village. How did it do that? And the experiments that it did, it's not like, it's different from 100 years ago. My theory, 100 years ago, people turned into Titans. Whatever did that is different to this time. Because the Titans are different, they're basically all abnormal, and they're really freaky. One can't even move, one was human-sized, and one has a really freaky looking face. Something's gone on. I feel like the Beast Titan is trying to replicate what happened 100 years ago, and it got very close. I don't think it got dead on. Something's clearly not right, but it got close. I don't know if it considers this a success or a failure. Because yes, it's kind of good. It's kind of better than original if it wants to use it as a weapon, because they can continue without the sun. But also it's kind of worse because some of the ones you create can't actually do anything. But now I'm really hoping that since this kind of confirms humans are being turned into Titans, Hopefully there's a way to undo it. I would really like that. I want Connie's family to be alive and fine. But then again, we know that they are killing people now. Rico killed one of the Titans that was clearly a member of Connie's village. So hopefully they don't start killing all of them. That we're gonna have to wait and see for the next episode. Are they gonna end up killing them all? I'm just kind of scared because I can already picture it. This show is gonna have Connie kill his family. That's what's gonna happen. He's gonna end up killing his family, isn't he? Without knowing. And then probably he'll end up figuring it out that it's family. I don't know. I'm scared. As for what's next, we have the attack on the castle. Everyone's there. Everyone's got to go protect everyone and fight off these Titans. The Beast Titan has left. So that's one good thing. But we also know that Krista is like the key to everything. What's the goal of the Beast Titan? Why did he do this? Why did he turn a bunch of people into Titans and send them to this castle? Because it's specific. He sent them to the castle specifically. He didn't go for the next wall. It was the castle. Did he know anyone would be there? Where'd he go first? He went to where the scout. He's going after the scouts. The whole thing is trying to think about. Yeah, the whole reason the scouts have no gear is because people were suspicious that there was going to be a Titan among them. So they were given no weapons. Then when the fallout happened, they had to go with their leaders and just survey the damage of stuff. But the first place the Beast Titans showed up was where the scouts were. And no one was there, so he left. And now he's gone to where the scouts are, the cadets. He's looking for the cadets. Why? But it doesn't seem like it's a friendly thing. What's he doing? So maybe they're not on the same side. It would, because I asked, like, would this guy know Annie? I doubt it after this. He seems kind of hostile towards, I guess, whoever's still within the scouts that is somehow still a Titan person. So that's what he's doing. This plan is to flush out whoever is the Titan in this castle. We have Reiner, Berthold, Ymir, Connie, Krista. They are the one. Are they the only ones? Sasha's back at the wall. She's fine. I think it's just them. So they are our suspects at the minute. Ymir, we know basically nothing about. There's focus on her, so maybe. Krista, the most focus, but arguably I would say, actually no, maybe because the priest thing. Reiner, don't know. Berthold, we just know about the village thingy where he managed to escape and his village was destroyed, and I think Reiner's village was also destroyed. Connie, probably I would say he's the most in the clear. We know most about Connie. If he was a Titan, I doubt he'd know about it. He'd probably be in the same boat as Eren. Maybe none of them know? I don't know, but it's clear one of them is a Titan person, so that's something to get my head around. Yay. But I'm so certain in the next episode, it's probably going to involve them killing the Titans that have come to attack them. I imagine there's going to be something heartbreaking. Connie's going to jump into action and end up killing his family. There's probably going to be a scene afterwards where these things die differently. We saw the Titan that Rico killed, but we didn't see it disintegrate. My guess is there's going to be some kind of cliffhanger where these things die differently. And somehow you're going to see the bodies of the people that transformed afterwards. They're not going to disintegrate. You're going to cut the nape, the body's going to disappear, and you're going to realize that you just cut the head off a family member. Connie's going to cut the heads off them and realize that his family's there. And he's just killed his siblings and probably his dad as well. He's going to kill all his village. I'm picturing that. This show is going to just completely destroy me. Overall, the episode was brilliant. It's amazing. This is so like filled to the brim with information that it's like it gives me a field day to just let my thoughts run wild. There's so many answers. I feel like it gives me some answers. I like the larger story over how Titans appear to begin with. Is it a supernatural thing? Is it scientific? Not quite sure yet, but it's clear. Titans were once people that got transformed into these abominations. Now you have this new threat that is able to replicate it again 100 years later, but with differences. It's not complete. Some of the Titans aren't actually even useful. Some can't even move. Some have really weird, freaky heads that don't obey instructions. It's elevated this conflict to a completely other level, where it's no longer there's just brute force weaponry that we don't know who's controlling it, attacking the last bit of humanity. There's now almost a commander that has shown up, an intelligent one, something that has the power, but is now concocting a plan, and we're seeing those steps far more clearly than before. Not only is this more frightening, but this also allows us to actually think about what they're doing. Before, we could just see their actions. That was it. Now we can actually maybe start understanding the thought process. We know that the actions aren't just attacking. You transformed people into Titans. You destroyed a village to turn them into Titans within the wall, within Wall Rose. You didn't have to break one anymore. Why did you wait to do that? Why wasn't that originally done on the attack of Shiganshina? Why use brute force then? How is this connected to Shiganshina? This raises so many more questions, so much more about the conflict, and it really this episode elevates the story in just a tremendous way. We now get info on the wall cultists to an insane degree through whoever Krista is. We're also building up whoever Ymir is, because that feels like another character that feels full of mystery. This episode does such an insane job at just everything. I can't wait to see what the next episode's going to be like. I've got no doubt it's going to be heartbreaking seeing Connie fight his family. It would surprise me if they don't show that he realizes who they are. It would really surprise me. It feels like the setup is perfect. We know that the mum was turned into a Titan. Welcome home. That's her. So we know all the other Titans attacking now are his village. It would surprise me if they don't make that clear to him. This show basically takes every opportunity to make its characters feel absolutely awful and to just drag them through hell. This would be the perfect setup for Connie to just lose everything, realizing that he killed his family and that they turn into Titans. I feel like that's going to be in the next one. I'm so certain of it now. I would be so surprised if that is not the case. But yeah, this episode is just brilliant in just elevating the story and also setting up for probably something quite gut-wrenching. But yeah, with that said, that does bring me to the end of this video. I hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know what you thought about this episode in the comments. And with that, I will see you in the next one for Season 2, Episode 4. See ya!